Welcome to Dracaena Wines podcast. Our wines plus your moments equals great memories. I'm your host, Lori, and this is a podcast about all things wine. Hey everyone, welcome to Winephabet Street. Today, the letter of the day is S, and it stands for Sangiovese. There are several wineries in Paso that specialize in Italian varieties, but I decided I wanted to go straight to the source for this podcast. I decided to choose a Chianti Classico Reserva from Natale Verga. I paid a mere $15 for this wine, and I was blown away by its quality, as you will hear in this podcast. In fact, I went back and bought more. We would love for you to uncork, unscrew, or saber a bottle and join Debbie and I as we discuss the history, general characteristics, food pairings, and fast facts of this Italian grape. Slancia. We are live on Instagram. We are live here. So Everything is good. So happy Saturday.
I know, this is a switch for us.
This is a switch for us. Yes, it is.
I definitely have better light on Saturday.
Do you?
I do. Natural light coming in instead of the
night. Well, 8 o'clock at night is a little rough for natural light, especially in the winter.
My hair looks better at Saturdays at 1.
All right, we can see. Maybe this works out. I don't know. It might be a good thing. I don't know. I think we kind of, it was a quick switch kind of, 2 weeks ago? We kind of needed to flip-flop.
Yeah, I was traveling, so.
Yeah.
I didn't get back till Wednesday.
Right. So we needed to do a little quick flip, but.
Switch up. And, sometimes it works, and we try and stick to our schedule the best that we can. But, sometimes other things just happen.
Life happens. Yes. So for those who are watching this for the first time or listening for the first time, I am Lori. My husband Mike and I own a boutique winery in Paso Robles, California. We specialize in Cabernet Franc. We also have a Rosé of Syrah, which is getting bottled in about 15 days. So looking forward to the new vintage of that. Most recently for us, we are still very, very excited and on cloud 9. Both our Cab Franc and our Reserve Cab Franc got gold medals in the San Francisco Chronicle. So we are very excited about that. And I guess that's... Oh, and also I started a WSET Level 2 class last week because why not? Let's just add something else.
Time, girlfriend?
I have no idea, but I will tell you I actually went to bed at 8:15 last night and slept till 8:20 this morning. So I think I just don't sleep until I can't handle it anymore, and then I just crash for 12 hours. But we're just gonna it's 8 weeks or 9 weeks. I say to myself, I can do anything for 9 weeks. I can do anything for 9 weeks. So that's my story. How about you, Deb?
I am Debbie Quindo. I am known as the Hudson Valley Wine Goddess. I'm a wine blogger, a wine writer. I'm a certified travel counselor, actually. I owned a travel agency for 20 years. And I'm a certified specialist of wine and a wine location specialist in Port and Champaign. I'm co-owner of Happy Bitch Wines. And I'm a partner in a restaurant in Stone Harbor, New Jersey called Kitchen 330, which is it will be reopening on April 5th. And for the season, and Lori and Dracaena Wines is going to be doing a wine dinner on April 26th at the restaurant. So I'm very excited. I got to get Gus to taste the wine so he can decide on the menu. We were talking about that actually 2 days ago. Oh. So
I'm very excited.
Stone Harbor, New Jersey, April 26th for Dracaena Wines dinner. I can promise you it's going to be good wine and fantastic food.
Thank you. And the website that they can sign up at is?
I don't have that up because I'm waiting for him to
do the menu.
Give me the menu.
Oh, okay.
But you can sign up. You can just email info@kitchen330.com.
There you
go. And I'll put you on the list and contact you with the menu when it comes. Because some people want to see what the menu is before.
Well, I would have to do that because every time I see a wine dinner I want to go to and it's filled with stuff I don't eat, so.
And you probably won't eat anything.
That's okay. I'll be talking. It won't matter. Just have him give me all the veggies.
That's no problem.
All right. So it is a little early for us. We are used to drinking at 8 p.m. Well, sort of. We're already drinking by then. But for Winephabet Street,
it's the weekend.
It is the weekend.
Saturday.
It is. So that means early pop time. That's what that means. That means.
Exactly.
So this is what I went. I went classic. I went to the Chianti Classico Reserva. So I had, I was in the store and I was like, all right, well, I can take Sangiovese. I can do New World Sangiovese. I said, but you know what? Nope. I'm doing Old World and I'm doing Chianti. And if you're doing Chianti, you might as well just splurge for the Reserva. So this is what I had.
I got the same.
No. Oh, okay.
No, I got the same one. I have a Classico. So which is kind of good because yours will have supposedly more alcohol in it than mine. Mine is released 1 year after it's bottled.
Right.
And yours is released 2 years.
2 years, correct.
2 years of aging.
Yes, mine is a 2015.
Mine's a 14.
Okay.
Mine was given as a sample.
Oh, okay.
So that I had sitting around that I must have forgotten about. Okay. So, and I'm sorry. Sometimes that happens. So look at all the, I'm looking forward to it, tasting it.
Well, this is a 2015, and as I said, you're going to splurge for the Reserva, but that is really splurges in quotes, because I personally think these are wonderful value wines, because this is a $15 bottle of wine. Now, I haven't tasted it yet. I haven't tasted it yet. It's $15. But $15 is not budget breaking. You're not going to, sell the house for that. And this one is 14.
You opened yours already. I'm way behind you.
Of course I did. I didn't taste it, but this is 14% alcohol.
Mine's 13.
Oh, that's a nice, pretty color.
Oh, that is.
That
is.
Oh,
yes. With mine.
Oh, I might be in heaven right now. Maybe I'm not going to go to the gym after this. Maybe I'm just going to continue drinking this. Such a beautiful sound, isn't it?
Oh, I know.
All right, well.
There's mine.
Ooh, very nice.
Yeah.
It's dark also. Well, slancha.
Cheers.
All right, I'm pretty happy right now. So.
I am too.
So.
It really goes well with the yogurt I had about an hour ago.
Shall we get into it?
We shall.
All right, here we go. Elmo says the letter of the day is S for Sangiovese. Yay! All right, Deb. So
I really love Sangiovese, both Old World and New World.
Yeah, I do too. There's a few wineries in Paso that stick to the Italian, classics, and I always enjoy visiting them and trying their wines. But there's something about Sangiovese that is just, I don't know, just gets to my heart.
It's a good everyday wine.
Yes. Yes, it is.
It really is. But I guess we'll talk about that when we talk about the wines.
Yeah, well, I'm going to, everybody who listens to this or watches or whatever knows that, my food palate is not exactly, very, very minimal. But I'm going to make it even worse because I admit I love Domino's pizza. I love Domino's pizza. And Domino's is having a special today for carry-out $7.99 for a large 2-topping pizza. So I am getting myself some Domino's tonight. with that
The
bottle.
rest of the bottle.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
I have leftovers. We went to a friend's for dinner last night, and we had beef enchiladas.
Oh, okay.
And she sent us home with beef enchiladas.
Yeah.
So I think this will be good with the beef enchiladas.
Yes, it will.
It'll probably taste better with the Domino's pizza.
Yeah, it's gonna go well tonight. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. All right, so let's get into the history. That is you.
Okay.
And I'm going to drink, which probably means I'm not going to go to the gym.
So when we hear the word Sangiovese, we immediately think of Tuscany and Italian wine. So Sangiovese is the main grape in Chianti, Chianti Classico, Brunello di Montalcino, Vininoble di Montepulciano, and more. Tuscany is the home region, so that's where the Sangiovese really grows really well in Italy, but it also grows in Romagna and Campania. So we have our little map, and there are many theories as to the history of the Sangiovese grape. The first is that the origin is in the Etruscans, which were very wealthy, a civilization between the 8th century BC to the 2nd century BC. I have E. The culture was renowned in the antiquity trade and for its very rich mineral resources, and it was a major Mediterranean trading power. There we have the Romans. There are also theories to say that the Sangiovese grape dates back to the Romans and their winemaking. So there's two kind of theories on where this grape kind of originated with. So there are many theories, and another theory is that it comes from the Sangiovese, which means the blood of Jupiter. The name was given by Capuchin monk of St. Archangelo's Monastery near Jupiter Mount during the banquet honoring Pope Leon XII. Jove sits on top of the Roman gods as the king of gods and the sky and thunder. It is to Jove, that the Romans sacrifice more than any other. Through Jove, the Romans understand that they have the right to rule the world. To them, Sangiovese is no common grape. It yields the blood of the honored and feared of all gods.
Right. I think Jupiter, isn't Jupiter their equivalent to Zeus?
I think so.
Right.
I think so. The Romans believe that they have the blood, that they had the blood of the highest of all gods going through their veins when they went to battle, and that gave them the courage to go and battle and take on.
So this blood thing, this week's blog post was about Villeneuve, and in it I talked about bull's blood.
Bull's blood?
And it was kind of, that's where the name bull's blood came from, is that before this big battle, they had some wine that the story says was mixed with bull's blood to give them all of this strength to fight the battle. So this is a common theme in wine, I guess.
That's right. Okay, so now we're going to get a little bit touch on the DNA. So in 2004, there was a study by the Instituto Agrario di San Michele in Adige, which found that Sangiovese is a crossing between and I'm going to really mess up this pronunciation, Siligilo and the Calabrese Montevuno.
Nailed it.
Now, the Calabrese's origin is in Calabria, and later it was discovered in Campania. So there's also rumblings that the Sigillio grape would really also be an offspring of Sangiovese rather than a parent. And that, is up in the air. That hasn't been confirmed yet. So they're really kind of unsure. So there are different areas that Sangiovese grows throughout Italy. There are 14 varieties of the Sangiovese grape. Although we all think of Chianti when we think of Sangiovese, Chianti actually only covers 1/3 of Tuscany. Chianti, what's in the bottle, which both you and I have, must be made with at least 70% Sangiovese. Chianti Classico has the ability to age and must be at least 80% Sangiovese. Brunello di Montesino is the best expression of Sangiovese made with the Sangiovese Grosso clone. Brunello is released 5 years after the harvest, and the Reserva requires an additional 2 years of aging. And then we have the Vino Noble di Montepulciano, and that is made with the Frugono Gentile clone. And this wine has to be 70% Sangiovese with components of Canello Nero and Mamolo. Then we have the Morellino di Scansano DOCG, which is located southwest of Montesino, quite close to the Tahirian coastline. And Morellino di Scansano is the primary Sangiovese area in southern Tuscany's large Marmara region. Sangiovese is also known as Morellino in this region, and it is the southernmost DOCG region based on Sangiovese. And there are some other regions that it is grown. Sangiovese is grown outside of Tuscany. It's grown in Marche, Romagna, Umbria, Argentina, USA, Australia. Hop in if I missed any. Did I miss any?
I'm sure there's loads of regions, but those are the main ones.
So this is just the classification system that I put in, as the Reserva, which you have, is the very top. And then there's the Chianti Classico, Chianti Rufino, which is all 1 year after it's bottled, it gets released. So I thought that was just an interesting piece, and it's really all about how long it ages.
Correct.
So just plain Chianti can go after 6 months of aging in the bottle. Classico is 1 year, Reserva is 2. So that's what I've got on the history.
All right.
There we go.
Well, that goes well right into my general characteristics. So there, I found this really interesting. Like we said earlier, I mean, I really do love Sangiovese. It's one of my favorite grapes. And the thing about Sangiovese is that it's not an easy grape to deal with. Right? It is extremely thin-skinned. It's late ripening. It is a finicky grape. So a lot of wineries, a lot of winemakers, it needs a lot of tender loving care, basically, in order to have this. So I don't think anybody who produces a Sangiovese is somebody who just is throwing grapes together. There's got to be some sort of passion, some sort of love behind that. And, especially in the new world where, it's not so, focused on Sangiovese. As you said, it's most well known in central Italy, specifically the Mediterranean region of Tuscany. It typically gets harvested in mid-October, and this is something that if you like Sangiovese, or if you know what your palate is like, or you can determine what vintages of Sangiovese you might like better, because because it's a late harvesting one, it can produce a rich, alcoholic, and a long-lived wine in hot seasons. But in cooler vintages, that you're going to get a lot higher acidity and a lot harder tannins.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so if that's what you're looking for, if you're looking for a higher acidity wine and a little harder tannins, because I think a lot of Sangiovese is really, like you said, it's an everyday drinking wine. It's an easygoing wine. So I don't know if that's what you're looking for, then you're going to go for the warmer vintages. But if you want something a little bigger, a little bolder, then maybe check out some cooler vintages and see if that, is better for your palate. The other thing is when the vine is actually allowed to overproduce, when they're not really paying attention to the drops, to that, and to the vine balance, it can produce really high acidic wines that then are very light in color. And the problem with that is it's not really well balanced. Therefore, it's going, it can oxidize easily and it's going to start to brown at a very young age. So you're going to have issues with that. And also, along with that finickiness, because it is such a thin-skinned grape, as with everything that's got a thin skin, right, you've got to worry about rot, okay, in damp years. And you really have to pay attention to when you're harvesting it, because if you let it hang too late, the rain comes in and then you're just losing your entire crop. So when drinking Sangiovese, you can expect your wine to be a high acidic and tannin wine, which makes for wonderful pairings. Okay? It is considered to be a medium-bodied wine along with medium alcohol levels, although mine is 14%, and I think that's a sign of the times that 14 and 13% is considered medium alcohol levels, right? But typically, you can expect it to be between 12 and 13. So I get, if you average it all out, it tends to be between 12 and 13. The flavor profile is basically cherry, blueberry, blackberry, plum, violet, and earth. And I typically get a little smokiness to Sangioveses, but I might be alone on that. That also might have to do with how they're barreling. It has an affinity for oak, and it often presents itself as the cedar, which I guess is what I'm calling the smoke, and vanilla spice. So there's our Sangiovese, and I remember growing up being real little, and my grandparents, great grandparents were from Italy, direct from Italy, and I always saw those on the right hand side with the straw bottoms,
yeah, I remember
that. Right. So although Sangiovese is a grape variety, unless it's a New World bottle, because I think the New World California wines do put Sangiovese on it, you're typically not going to see it. If you're looking at the Old World, you're not going to see Sangiovese on the bottle. So you need to, you expect to see the Chianti on it. So you got to correlate. Chianti means Sangiovese. And Chianti DOCG means that it must at least be, as you said, 80% Sangiovese. Chianti Classico DOCG, which is easily recognized by the black rooster on the bottle. These wines come from better wine growing regions, and you can expect more body, spice, and complexity. Chianti Reserva wines are also sourced from the Chianti Classico wine growing districts, but are required to spend a minimum of 2 years in oak, which is now going to add that concentration and that smoky character that I love so much. But it also does add to the cost. Okay? Again, if you're going to keep something in a barrel longer, it's going to be longer before they can release the wine, so you're going to expect a little higher price. But as I said, at $15, I don't think that's really breaking any true wine lover's bank.
Pretty.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Right? Very pretty photo. Super Tuscans are often more pricey and are bold red wines produced outside of the DOC designated zones that are typically built on the back of the Sangiovese grape, but also are blended with the Bordeaux varietals, such as Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot, and my beloved Cabernet Franc. Okay? So again, Super Tuscan is not a true classification. It's not a legal term. It is a generalization. So they can pretty much do what they want with a Super Tuscan, but in general, they're all Sangiovese based, but then they can add the other Bordeaux varietals to it at whatever they want. There's no restriction of what percentages anything needs to be.
Before that classification came in as Super Tuscan, those type of wines were just considered the Italy table wine.
Right. Right.
Yeah, and they actually fought and stuff, and they got it classified as Super Tuscans.
Right, but am I wrong? My understanding is it's not really a legal term. Like it's not. It's like it's like Fumé Blanc. It's.
It's not. Yeah, I think you're right on that. I mean, it's not a. I don't know. I think it is a classification because I can't remember what year it was when they designated the classification of Super Tuscans.
Oh, okay. I'll have to look.
I remember reading that somewhere. Too bad Patricia's not on because she would be great. She would know that answer.
Yeah. I thought that it just was, like a term, so classification, but not a legal classification. It's a term so that people who are purchasing the wine know what they're getting. That it's a Sangiovese
category,
right?
It's not recognized within the Italian wine classification system.
Right. That's
so
okay. All right. We have also there's also Brunello, which you mentioned, which is actually the name di Montalcino, which is also made from the Sangiovese grape. Okay, and Sangiovese also dominates most of the best red wines in Umbria, where Romagna, Sangiovese di Romagna is as common as Lambrusco. It's, as you say, it's what you drink when you're at the dinner table. And, its quality is not as good. It's often as light and ubiquitous and expected to be consumed early. So again, everybody's palate is different. These wines from Umbria, they're going to be lighter. They are expected to be drunk right away. So it's not something you're going to buy and store. But if $15 is tough for you, then this is an alternative that you can give a try. That is my general characteristics.
So, you want to talk about our wines now?
We do. I do. I just want to drink this because this is going to be repurchased because I am loving this.
I want a slice of pizza.
I know, right?
Pepperoni to be exact.
So, or even just pasta, with a nice thick tomato sauce.
Yeah. Nice bolognese sauce.
Well, I wouldn't eat bolognese, but yeah.
So, I'll talk about mine. My wine here, it's a Classico, Chianti Classico, and the pronunciation of the brand is Chiqui.
All right, very cheeky.
Right. And I feel like I'm going to see these. It's a 2014 vintage. It's 90% Sangiovese. I don't know what the other 10% is.
Okay.
It's 13% alcohol. It was,
Bless you.
It was aged for 12 months in wooden casks. And it was 2 months in the bottle before it was released. This Chiqui winery is one of the oldest and most prominent producers in Tuscany. They do own a lot of different brands. It was created or established in 1893. Chiqui embodies a Tuscan's authenticity with the emphasis on innovation and sustainability, crafting wines that showcase the pure expressions of the family's historic vineyards. So that I'm reading from the spec sheet that I got, and I found the same stuff online on their website. So I couldn't tell you really much more about the family, but what I did find, they do own a lot of different vineyards throughout the whole Tuscany area. And on the palate, I got, strawberry, I got some raspberry, I got some plum, and on the finish, I got licorice. I got hints of licorice. It does have a tannic finish, and it is pretty acidic.
Is it? Hey, I am digging this wine. Holy cow! It is it's kind of, I don't know if you can really see. It's ruby in color, right? It's ruby in color.
It's a little lighter than mine.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Your hues are much lighter.
Right. Around the rim. So it's kind of ruby in color. But this is like, oh my God, walking into a place that's got like a fruit platter in front of you. There are so many different berries coming in here. It is raspberry. It is strawberry. It's cherry. I mean, this is one heck of a complex wine. There's also a spice that is just I don't know what it is, but there's a nice little spice to it, and there's the smoke that I think about. And upon tasting it, it's magnificent. There's the tannin structure is there. It's a little drying, and it does have some acidity. I wouldn't say it's, if I was going tasting wise, I would say it's kind of a medium, almost a medium minus tannin. Acidity. But it's so in your face of flavors. It is everything: plum, cherry, raspberry. Everything is in your face. And there's also a little bit of sweet tobacco in there. But what gets me is that smokiness, and that's the Reserva. I don't think the Classico gets that, because it's not.
It's a little brighter.
Right.
Classico. It's a little brighter.
Right. And for me, for my palate, I like this smokiness, so I think I would tend to stick to the Reservas to get there. So mine, as I said, first of all, there's our little rooster that you can always look for. Okay, there's a little rooster.
I don't have the rooster, but I do have the DOCG on the side.
And it's Chianti Classico.
It
has to have it, so it must have like come off, or maybe it was on the top capsule.
Oh no, here's the rooster.
Yeah, I was like, it's got to have it on there.
Yeah, here's the rooster. I was in Tuscany. I went up to Chianti. Me and my wine night ladies. So we did some tastings up there. We had a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So mine's about $15. How about yours?
Mine was 15.
Yeah.
Mine was 15. So for the same price, you're getting the extra ageability of it. So again, mine is Natale Verga. Okay.
Mine's
Chiqui.
I love it.
And so Casa Vinicola Natale Verga was founded by Enrico Verga back in 1895. So this winery has been around for quite some time, and it's been handed down from father to son for 4 generations. At the moment, it is being run by Natale in active cooperation with his father Giancarlo and his sisters Christina and Laura. So we're actually technically into the 5th generation, is the little guys, and they're being trained. So Enrico and Eduardo are being trained to take over the winery. Which, a little public service announcement. I mean, poor Christina and Laura. I mean, they're there, they're working hard, they're involved, and they're just getting passed right over because it's going right to Enrico and Eduardo. But hey, it's old world. So for more than a century, Natale Verga Wine Company has distributed their wine across Italy, and both its own brands and private labels. So they actually have this Natale Verga, plus then they have, I guess you can produce a private label under there. So maybe each of them have their own label. They also do obviously distribute overseas, because I have it, to more than 30 countries. And in 2013, they built a brand new headquarters, which covers over 35,000 square meters. A bit big.
Wow.
And the winery has, and this is the first time I've heard this word, so I had to Google what it meant. The winery has a storage capacity of 46,000 quintals.
Wow.
So
what's that?
A quintal, 1 quintal equals 220 pounds.
Wow.
So 46,000 times 220. I didn't do the math, but that's a lot of storage capacity. And they actually have 2 bottling lines for themselves. They have a bottling line for the regular 750s and the regular size bottles, and then they actually have a very specific designated bottling line for their large capacity bottles. So that is Natale Verga, which I am a fan of.
Good.
Yeah. All right. And it's up to you again for
Yep.
food pairing, and I'm going to drink
I haven't
again.
eaten lunch
So
yet.
you're going to hear glug, 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 because there's going to be another glass being poured.
We have pasta carbonara.
See, now that I'll eat.
Would you eat that?
I would eat that because it's bacon or pancetta, and I do eat bacon and pancetta. If it's the really salty meats, I kind of do that.
I like carbonara, but sometimes it's a little too rich for me with the cream. But it doesn't stop me, and then I get a stomachache after. But that's just the way my body handles the dairy. But also I want to say, Sangiovese with its high tannins works also very well with roasted meat and game, wild boar, rare steaks, rich chicken and mushroom dishes, pizza, anything with a red tomato sauce, cured sausages, and hard cheeses.
Chorizo.
When pairing Sangiovese wines with a vegetarian fare, be sure to work with lipids like butter and olive oil so that the richness in the fat helps cut through the wine's tannins.
Oh.
So that's just a little side note.
That's interesting.
On that. Yeah.
So I made ratatouille last night.
Okay.
And I think that would have been good too.
That would have went really well.
Yeah.
There's my pepperoni pizza.
There you go.
There you go. So pepperoni pizza, fava beans. So
just thinking of what the heck.
A great vegetarian dish, and I have a funny story about fava beans.
I think of what's his name, with a nice fava beans and a nice Chianti Classico. What's his name? The murderer dude, the serial killer, Silence of the Lambs dude.
Oh, I don't. Jack Nicholson?
No.
But I know who you're saying.
Yeah.
Anyway, so when me and my wine night ladies, when we went to Italy, we rented a small farmhouse, a building on a vineyard just outside San Gimignano. And the people didn't speak any English. So Susan always had her translation thing when we went up there, so we had some plumbing issues at the house. So every morning when we get up, they would leave us a basket of fava beans.
Oh, okay.
And we were not cooking when we were there. We were there purely on vacation. We were not cooking. So we didn't want to insult them. So we just put them, and then when we left, we took them with us and disposed of them. But we didn't want to hurt, they meant well. They were farmers and stuff like that. So that's my fava bean story. So this is a picture that I took when I was in Tuscany, and you see I'm drinking something 2007. So it was probably a Chianti because I think we were there in maybe 2008, 2009. It was around Mother's Day weekend. I'm not sure what it is, if it's a veal chop or a pork chop. But it was taken at a restaurant outside Montepulciano, and we got lost, and we ended up in the vineyards, and we had to ask people who didn't speak English where this restaurant was, and it was something we actually got out of a Rachel Ray magazine. She had recommended it, but I couldn't tell you to this day what the name of the restaurant was. And whatever I ate, whatever that is, it was really good, and it paired very well with the wine. So.
And that was before you could use Google Translate.
Exactly. Wild boar ragu. Wild boars all throughout the area, and I actually did have wild boar when I was there, and it was really, really good. I really enjoyed it. And
that looks good. That would be awesome.
Doesn't it? Gnocchi,
tomato. Yep.
Easy. And even just a plain caprese salad, it would go well with. Classic lasagna. Cheese pairings. So those cheeses are Pecorino, Grana Padano, DOP, Stravecchio, or Del Tempo, aged 24 months.
Yeah, I think that's the key. If you're looking for wine and cheese, dinner which Mike and I often do. The cheese, you've got to go to a dry, aged cheese. You can't.
Kind of a hard cheese.
A hard cheese.
Yep.
Yeah, you can't. This is not a goat cheese. This is not a brie.
Right.
Yeah.
This particular cheese, the Grana, is intense and complex flavors with fruity overtones, made from unpasteurized cow's milk.
Mm-hmm.
An Asagio cheese, a Comte, a Manchego, a hard cheddar.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I got to flip the slides. Manchego,
right.
Comte, and then Italian meats.
Yeah.
Prosciutto, salami.
What grows together, drinks together.
I'm hungry. The salami looks really good.
Yeah. Oh my God. Pasta carbonara. That's a ringer, man. That's bringing in a ringer. Before we get into the fast facts about Sangiovese, here's a word about our wine club, the Chalk Club. The best way to guarantee you will always get our gold-winning wines. Did you know that Dracaena Wines now has a wine club? We named it the Chalk Club. Draco is on our label, but Vegas was getting a little jealous, so we decided he deserved to be our club spokesdog. In Las Vegas, betting chalk means that you are betting on all of the favorites. We are betting that we are one of your favorite wineries, so we thought the name was apropos. The club is simple, yet a bit different than most. When you wager on us, we will ship you 3 bottles of wine twice a year, once in April and once in September. You can choose all red or mix of red and rosé. You immediately receive 15% off of all your wine purchases throughout the year, but what makes our club stand out is the progressive discount. Let your club membership ride into the next year. Your discount increases. Each year you parlay your membership, you receive an additional 5% off up to a planned maximum of 25%. Your club shipments are discounted to a flat $15, plus we'll cover your club shipping cost for your second shipment. That's $15 house money in a sure bet for you. So please head to our website, dracaenawines.com, and find out all of the benefits of joining the Chalk Club and how to sign up. We've stacked the odds so that you can get our award-winning wines without breaking the bank. I am then up with our final category, which I'm sad it's the final thing because that means I have to finish drinking this now.
I know.
So I'm kind of upset about that.
It's fun day drinking with you.
Yes, fun day drinking. Woo! All right. So we have fast facts. First up, fact number 1. Sangiovese is known as the great red grape of Italy. It is the grape behind 3 of Italy's great wines, Chianti Classico, and Brunello. Fact number 2. Sangiovese is like Pinot Noir in the fact that it is not a big wine. So do not pick up a Sangiovese if you want big, bold, bam, in-your-face wine. You're not going to be happy, okay? But it is rather a sleek wine that is generally more earthy than fruity, okay? My wine blows me away with how much fruit there is in it, but that smokiness, that earthiness is first, and you've got to get past that earthy and smokiness to find all of those mixed berries that I was talking about. It is there, but your first impact is not the fruit. Fact number 3. Sangiovese often has a saltiness or salinity to it, which also allows you to pair it well with peppery dishes such as pasta. Okay? And it can, because of its structure, it can hold true to some, I'm not talking major hot, but like a arrabbiata pasta, a puttanesca pasta, something like that, where there is that a little bit of hint of heat. It can definitely stand up to that. And there is that pepperiness to the wine, so it brings all of those flavors of these pastas like you were talking about together. Fact number 4. Sangiovese is considered to be a high-acid wine, giving the wine its silkiness and allows it to pair with a wide variety of food. And fact number 5. Sangiovese is often blended with other grapes, such as, in the Super Tuscans, where it is blended with Cabernet Sauvignon, Syrah, Merlot, and Cabernet Franc. So that is my 5 facts for Sangiovese.
It's a perfect wine to day drink.
It is. It is.
On a cold.
Our 22 degrees that it is right now, which is only going lower.
What is it? It's 36 by me.
30. Oh, you're warmer. Wow. Yeah, I think. Well, you know what? It was 22 when I woke up, so it might be warmer now.
30.
But I'm done with this. I'm done with this. And Mike is annoying the living daylights out of me because he's sending me texts that say it's 37. He's sending me texts that say, "Oh God, it's really cold here."
His blood is thin too much.
Yes, the California blood thinning. I will take 60 degrees any day of the week. Thank you very much. It's like 10 degrees.
I hear you. It's going to get cold next week. So next month.
Yes.
I think it's February 18th.
February 18th. Sounds good to me.
February 18th. And it's the day I come back from California, so I'll be on the red eye.
Oh. And you still want...
No, I come back Sunday into Monday, so I'll come home, take a nap.
Oh, okay.
So I'm bright and clear.
All right.
We're going to go for Tanat.
Okay. And, by the way, February 18th just happens to be National Drink Wine Day.
Ooh.
So we will be partaking with Tanat.
Yes. So I've got my Tanat. My daughter bought it for me.
Yes.
Because she works at Cool Springs Liquor Store in Nashville, and we were in Nashville earlier in the week. And I told her I needed a bottle of Tanat. Preferably, I wanted Uruguay, but they didn't have Uruguay, but she got me one from California. So.
All right. Sounds good. I do not have mine yet. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Thank you for listening in. Hope you enjoyed some Sangiovese. If you go out and purchase some Sangiovese and enjoy it or hate it, give us a holler. Shoot, hit us up on social media.
Hashtag it Winephabet Street.
Yes. Please hashtag Winephabet Street. Let us know what you think of your Sangiovese, and we will move on from there.
Alrighty.
All right.
Cheers,
Sláinte.
everyone.
Thanks for listening to Dracaena Wines podcast. If you have suggestions on what topics you would like us to discuss, please reach out to us on social media. You can find us on Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube, Facebook, Snapchat, Google, and Periscope as @Dracaena Wines. I am also on LinkedIn as Lori Hoyt Budd, or email us at dracaenawines.com. If you enjoyed our podcast, please subscribe and leave us a review on your favorite podcast catcher to help others find us more easily. We are found on all of your favorite aggregators. To subscribe easily to iTunes, go to bit.ly/Dracaena podcast. That's bit.ly/Dracaena podcast. And that's a capital D for Dracaena and capital P for podcast. Please check out our award-winning wines and find out about our wine club at dracaenawines.com. And remember to always pursue your passion. Sláinte.